Most of the people I've met with a diagnosis on the autism spectrum, or PDD-NOS, as my diagnosis, often stick to routines that really hinder the amount of adjustment they can make to change. And the absolute biggest change for me, and the most hardest that I've seen just about everyone I've known with a diagnosis, the most difficult transition is the one from education to a full employment/work situation. Many are completely unemployed and continue to be that way for the foreseeable future, and that's really a sad thing because there's some really amazing talents in our community and neurological differences that make us a very untapped resource in my mind. My own transition from education to adulthood was rather rough. I started off in my parents' basement and just playing video games almost all day exclusively, and then I started to clean up the house to make up for it, but ultimately I was confronted by my father, who gave me a choice to either continue my education or just do my own thing, go out on the streets or whatever I could do. And obviously I was willing to go back for more education. I started with upgrading some high school courses, and I didn't really take that seriously. I was still taking video games very seriously in the side time, lots of side time that I had outside of upgrading courses. And after that, I again stalled, where I didn't know what I was wanting to do in my life. And this is where my advice comes in. What I did was I appealed to a personal friend of ours, and I got a job at his restaurant and then his flower shop. And those were I enjoyed the jobs because I was with good people, but ultimately those were really crappy jobs, and I ended up even cutting my finger a lot. I don't know if you can see it there, but I ended up losing some sensitivity in that finger, but I just cut myself a lot, and it just made me realize that education is really important if I don't want to do this kind of job anymore. And I realized that and started working towards educating myself further on, post-secondary. And I was still uncertain about what to do there, and completely, I didn't really make any actions towards anything there. Like I said before, my father came up with a disability studies program, and I learned a lot through there, and that was the beginning of my transition into a successful life status, as much as it can be. For now, I think the best thing that I can offer in terms of advice for somebody with high-functioning autism or PDD-NOS is to get any kind of job that they can, preferably something kind of crappy, honestly. If there's something that is a really bad job and it's very difficult on you, you'll see exactly why you need a post-secondary education in North America to successfully transition to a employment status. This is something a lot of people with high-functioning autism are unable to do with our current social structure, the invisible barriers in place in terms of people's mindsets. But I think that can change over the next few years, and I think really the best thing that we can do is show people what we can do. Like I said, for a real career, I think it's great to connect to something that you're very passionate about. For me, it's becoming content production, video, advertising, etc. I guess that's all I really have to say on the subject. I think that's about the best advice I can give. Thank you guys for watching, and take care.